Positions.
Okay. 2 techs from LASM. We need 1 from the Hospital Association. You're one of the physicians, but you say you want to get off, right?
I would like to get off. I realize it's going to take a while, so I'll stay on.
Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you call the LSMS and tell them that you serviced the chair, but you want to get off and they need to replace you as a member, but they need to do it. So they have to submit the names.
Right.
And then do we have 1 member who's not a polysomnographic tech,
That's
active in sleep medicine, Louisiana Academy of Sleep Medicine?
That's Judson.
Okay. So then all we need is the LHA and the 2. And so right now we have 7 of the 10, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'll give you Robert's number in a few minutes.
Okay.
Good to go.
All
So
right.
we got a quorum, don't we?
Yes.
Why don't we get
Everything's good to go. We're
started?
streaming. Yep, we're ready.
Okay.
Please know any comments by the public are welcome and can be emailed to publiccomment@lsbme.la.gov. Dr. Claudia, please confirm that you verify the identity of all tele and video conference participants.
We have identified them and the audio is excellent at this time.
Okay. Any additions to the executive or public agenda must be made presently? We'll have no longer have the opportunity to change things.
Once you go into executive session, you're done.
Okay. Can we begin roll call? Joseph Bartlon present.
Christine
Davis
Swallow present.
Lauren Davis present.
Joshua Johnson present.
Judson Willard present.
Kylie?
Kyle?
Here, present.
Okay, we meet quorum. As the items on the agenda, the rules update, the home sleep studies.
So for that, it's now with the AG's office and their antitrust review. They did present us with 3 questions regarding the rule. The first one being, so they all surround the rule change that states that licensed physicians providing and or billing for the interpretation of home sleep testing should be licensed in Louisiana. The first question was, what's the reason for the addition? Second was, are there currently any licensing requirements to provide or bill for the interpretation of this? And then are there unlicensed individuals who currently would provide this? So I did reach out to Dr. Davis about that, and she gave me some answers on it. I didn't know if that's something y'all want to discuss further. I can share my screen.
Please
that way
read
y'all
it and
can
let
see.
everybody listen to make sure I'm saying something that's right.
Sure.
Mhm.
So let me pull up that email. So for the first part where they ask about what's the reason for the addition, she said that physician board certified and sleep medicine are the only ones that are doing those interpretations in the US. The requirement to be licensed in Louisiana is to ensure that out-of-state entities don't mail equipment for home testing and then have out-of-state physicians do interpretations. And then that we're trying to ensure that physicians doing interpretations are under our jurisdiction in regards to ensuring quality and that they are held responsible for appropriate patient follow-up. I think that hits all three. But if y'all have more things to say about it, if we want to have more discussion, we can. Otherwise, I can, you know, send that back to the AG's office to get this kind of rolling.
I think
Sounds
that's-
good. Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Medicare pretty much, sets the standards. And since Medicare will not allow anybody to dispense DME unless the interpretation was done by somebody board certified, I think that's pretty much the standard of care throughout the US. Now, there have been some changes with the AASM accreditation standards that may affect this. They're now saying that APPs can do the interp, but it has to be somebody that's board certified in sleep has to review it and sign off on it. But I don't know that changes anything. And I think we're okay just trying to make sure that stuff that's done in our state is by docs in our state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you would think is best, I mean, let me ask you this. How would your advanced practice people be certified to read?
There is no standard there. So a lot of it was wording. So what they used to have for accreditation is that only board certified sleep specialists could make the diagnosis. But and in other words, the diagnosis would be on the interpretation. But then they changed the wording. They took diagnosis out there and just said basically APPs can make the diagnosis of sleep apnea, but any home sleep test that's done that they do the interpretation. A board certified physician has to have reviewed it and signed off on it. But there's no requirements for what an APP needs to read a home test. So, this is kind of a change. I'm not sure. I don't know of anybody that's letting APPs do interps. I don't know if anybody else does.
I tell you what, why don't we not do this until APPs have taken a fellowship in pulmonology or a specialty in pulmonology and are properly trained and certified? Because the people that are reading them now are board certified and they're able to do it. Now you're going to say, you think about it this way. Our PAs, for example, come out after 24 to 28 months of postgraduate education after college, and they're going to start reading them. Is that what we want?
No, not at all. I think that it's actually harder to make diagnoses from a home test than from a diagnostic test. And so you have to have actually more knowledge because you need to go in and take out artifact. You need to look at what the patient said they slept. There's a lot more that goes into actually making a diagnosis from the home test. So, I think in some ways, and now we're using a bunch of AI stuff too, that doesn't even have direct measurement of physiologic, parameters. And so I think it's getting harder and harder actually to do good care with what we're using for diagnostic tests.
Then I think the motion ought to be, at this point, we're not going to change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep it with the licensed doctors, like what you emailed me.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. I'll shoot that back to them, and then we're looking at this really getting into effect pretty soon.
Do we need to make a motion or anything, or just let it
That was
go?
just an update for y'all to know about.
Okay.
Next item would be, several of you looked at the sleep course, and the information is on your agenda. Apparently, freestanding, 100% of the 14 participants said they had a better understanding of the rules. Participants were asked to provide additional comments, and the response were none. Great, good review, no additional comments. Thank you for providing this review of laws and rules. I think everyone should take them from time to time. Great refresher, learned a lot, well done. So if y'all are satisfied, we will post those. Give me a motion that you approve and we'll put them on the website for everybody to take.
So moved?
I
Okay.
approve.
Yeah.
Approved.
So let me make sure there's no public comment before we go to the next step and vote. Hold on 1 minute. No, we have no public comment at this time, Dr. Bordelon.
Okay, so we voted, so the next item is.
No, you need to vote. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay, please.
All, aye,
Aye.
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 all opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Joe.
The next item is the patient educator. And I think we'd basically know that there, some of those that are in the area, but it would be something out of the scope of this committee, and there would have to be a separate authorization. Was that kind of the summary, Lauren?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's a lot of them around. I think Dr. Conley is the only one I know that even has one.
Yeah.
It's hard to get excited to have a whole new licensing for something when there aren't very many people in it.
Yeah.
And I
Give
think
it
that,
time.
you know,
If there's money, if it's money to be made, they'll be looking for a license.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I think that's how it came up. I think Dr. Conley was concerned that he couldn't bill appropriately, but you know, we don't really have authorization over what Medicare decides to bill or not, I mean, pay or not pay.
Yeah. Okay, the next item on the is the membership changes and recommendations. Last time we attempted a meeting, we failed to meet quorum. We requested nominations from LASM. Spoke with Wade, and they did submit a couple of names. I'm not sure the status, if it's gotten to the governor's office. I believe is where it's sitting, waiting for action from them. Judson, you have another person you want to submit?
Yeah, Michelle Childs out of St. Tammany. I believe she's a member of LASM. And I know she's been a tech for years. Dr. Davis would be very familiar with her, but that's just one name that came to mind.
I had submitted a couple names to Wade. So I think I gave him 2 names.
Yeah.
There's Patty Henderson, who's at North Oaks. She's been in pediatric sleep in Baton Rouge and now works at North Oaks. And then actually I had nominated Michelle's daughter, Lexi.
Now the nominees have to come from LASM.
It depends upon what slot they're filling, okay? So again, I'll be happy to go over that with you. Give me a second and I'll pull it up again.
Have the ability to share your screen if you like, Dr. Van.
So who do
Um,
we have now for text? Because Kylie left, right?
Correct.
So who do we have now?
Joshua and Christine.
And so
Okay,
we have-
so,
We have 2, and how many are we supposed to have?
all right, you're supposed to have 4 licensed polysomnographic technicians from names submitted by the Louisiana Academy of Sleep Medicine. 1 hospital administrator from 3 names for LHA. 2 physician members, which we are full, and 1 member that's not a polysomnographic technician that's active in sleep medicine, again, from the LASM. So the LSAM needs to nominate 3 people is the way I read it, because, and LHA needs to nominate 1, and I'll talk to LHA to get them to light a fire under them. But you guys need to talk to LASM and light a fire under them to send those names to Mr. Ryan. And I was about to get you the name and address, email address for Robert Ryan. Give me a second.
I'm thinking for the hospital administrator, it may be helpful if we knew somebody that actually wanted to do it or was willing to do it, so we could kind of help them out figuring out who that could be.
Okay. I mistakenly said his name is Robert Ryan. His name is Robin. His name is Ryan Roberts, and he's the director of boards and commissions at the office of the governor. And his phone number is 225-219-9313. And his email address is, let's see. Ryan.Roberts2. That's Ryan.Roberts and the numeral 2 at la.gov.
Any capitals in that?
None.
Ryan.Roberts2 at la.gov.
la.gov.
Additionally, I've asked to step down as chair. I've kind of been privileged honored to serve since really the beginning of the committee, and now have my 78th birthday next month. And I guess more importantly, because I've kind of backed away to part-time and have much less interaction with everybody, I feel that it would be much better for Dr. Davis to take over as chair, and then we'll work on getting me replaced as possibly Dr. Hargrave and Lafayette to replace me. Do we need to vote on that, or can that be appointment?
I vote for Dr. Davis too.
Thanks, Kyle.
If nobody has any other nominees or you can just declare her by acclamation.
So moved. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bordelon. It's really, a great honor to be following in your shoes. And if anybody has any problems with me, please contact me. I'm open to constructive criticism or whatever. I would request that hopefully somebody down at the board can help me with how to run meetings. Is there somebody that can meet with me just to go over the format?
I'm happy to do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
not
and if
used
you
to
want,
running
I can do a little open meetings law recap for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be great.
Yep.
I guess the other item was that we have to renew with is it the FBI? Has everybody completed that renewal?
I'm not sure. Is that something that came on an email or something? How do we do that?
I think they notify us. I think I got something in November.
I don't remember seeing anything like that. Did y'all get something?
I don't remember
this
either.
this is Judson. I don't remember either.
Me either.
Okay.
I will have IT send you all email. I'll have IT get you everybody's email from the staff and send it on to you all so that you can take the course. You need to take it every 2 years.
Yeah, so some of you may have already taken, you might not be up. Everybody's deadline is sometimes different.
I got
Okay.
you.
Can we still get the link so we can check to make sure we're current?
Absolutely, but our people can check as well.
Okay, good.
Okay. And I guess anybody have change in contact information to notify, is it Amy or,
Notify me, that'd be fine.
okay. Okay. Any question about the next meeting?
When is our next meeting?
I don't think we have anything really to meet about other than getting new members on.
Okay, well, my suggestion to you is, why don't we set a schedule? I think you guys like to meet every quarter. Get a schedule now, and that way, when we need a meeting, we can utilize it, and if we don't, we can always cancel it. But if everybody puts it on their schedule and we need it, it's a much easier way to get everybody in attendance.
Right.
So do you have a favorite day in the month and a favorite
It's
time?
I think because of the docks, Friday tends to be the best time. In the
Okay.
Yes, this time is really good for me if it works for everybody.
Me too.
All right, then we'll get them set up the first month of the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter on a Friday at this time.
Great.
Okay.
I don't think you have any executive session business, do we?
Any other questions or comments? Have a motion to do.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Lauren.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
And there's no public comment.
All right, great. So I'll try to get in touch with Ryan Roberts and
All right. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank
All
Have a
you.
right.
great day.
uh-huh.
And
Thank
be
you.
safe out there next week. It sounds like it's going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
See you.